Hi, welcome to the Militant Modern Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Michael Bolin. I was bound to talk about it sooner or later. True Romance, Pulp Fiction, The English Patient, Scream, Good Will Hunting, Shakespeare in Love, The Cider House Rules, Scary Movie, Spy Kids, The Lord of the Rings, Gangs of New York, Bad Santa, Sin City, Rambo 4, Who's Your Caddy, Project Runway. They apparently were all produced by a sexual predator. Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, it's in the news. Of course, you know, Harvey is the person who founded Miramax Pictures and later the Weinstein Company. But at the taping of this podcast, somewhere around 30 women have come forward. I don't want to say the exact number because there's just a lot more coming out. So let's just say it's more than 30, less than 100, but even at some point I may have to adjust that statement. Actresses like Roseanne Arquette, Kate Beckinsale, Carla Claire Fulani, Heather Graham, Eva Green, Ashley Judd, Rose McGowan, Gwyneth Paltrow, Sarah Pauli, and Mira Sorvino, just to name a few, have come out and talked about the sexual predator nature of Harvey Weinstein. Now, we had an article come out in the New York Times a few weeks ago, and this thing's kind of really just blown up. And it's really kind of exposing the horrible underbelly that is, you know, Hollywood. I've been out here for 17 years. I've seen a lot of screwed up shit happen over the years. I've never come close to working with Harvey Weinstein, but, you know, I've heard rumors too. There were specific incidents. Model Angie Everhart was at the Cannes Film Festival, and she alleges that Harvey broke into the room that she was sleeping in and basically unclogged the snorkel in front of her, and she told everybody, and apparently everyone's response was, "Oh, that's just Harvey." Ashley Judd, after he tried to do things with her, Ashley Judd said she would have to win an Oscar in one of his movies first before she would do anything with Harvey Weinstein. And even after that incident, she still appeared in 2 more of Weinstein's films. We have a tape going around from a Italian model, Ambra Gutierrez. She was a finalist in Miss Italy, where basically Harvey said, "Hey, are those real?" and honked on her breasts. She immediately went to the NYPD. They put a microphone on her, and that's where we get the tape that's been circulating around that really shows the nature of, oh, this guy just makes your skin crawl. When I'm the voice of reason, things have gone wrong. Everyone knew, and everybody was kind of cool. Was, I guess, not necessarily cool, but like, it was kind of okay with it. Any fans of 30 Rock remember the joke, and Tina Fey writes this show. So Tina Fey wrote the joke of the Jane Krakowski character saying, "I'm not afraid of anybody in show business. I've turned down intercourse with Harvey Weinstein no less than 3 times out of 5. The 2013 Oscars ceremony, when Seth MacFarlane was the host, when he was announcing the Best Supporting Actress nominees, he said, "Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein." There's a member of Pod Save America called Tommy Victor, and he tweeted out that Harvey Weinstein has been a well-known scumbag for a long time. He tweeted that last month. To say that Barack Obama didn't know about Harvey Weinstein when Barack sent his daughter to the Weinstein Company to act as an intern, so even on like the highest level, it's kind of condoning it, right? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Yeah, this is the older one. So far, what has happened to Harvey is he has been fired from the Weinstein Company by the board of directors, which included his brother Bob. British Academy of Film and Television Arts has suspended his membership. He was booted out of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Scientists, which is the people who give us the Academy Awards and the Oscars. And both Apple and Amazon have cut ties with the Weinstein Company. You know, it may not be fair to the Weinstein Company. It was written into his contract that he couldn't be fired because of those allegations as long as he reimbursed the company for all the lawsuits they had to settle. Now, to rectify the situation, Harvey released a statement. First, he hired Lisa Bloom. You might remember her when a particular person hired them as their lawyer in order to apologize for a certain photograph that they made. Let me give you some highlights of Harvey's statement. I came of age in the 60s and 70s, when the rules were about behavior and workplaces were different. That was the culture then. I don't remember a time where a majority of men masturbated in front of women in the houseplants. I'm just saying. And of course, he didn't necessarily apologize, but the main thing he says, not all of these allegations are true, which means some of them not even arguing against them. The very end of his letter, I'm going to need a place to channel that anger. So I've decided I'm going to give the NRA my full attention. I hope Wayne LaPierre enjoys his retirement party. I'm going to do that at the same place I had my bar mitzvah. I'm making a movie about our president. Perhaps we can make it a joint retirement party. 1 year ago, I began organizing a $5 million foundation to give scholarships to women directors at USC. Yeah, one can argue that he's simply planting more seeds for future victims. About the USC thing, while this might seem coincidental, it has been in the works for years, and it will be named after my mom, and I won't disappoint her. If you haven't disappointed your mom, there's a big you have a good explanation of why you are the way you are. I get it that there's just seems to be this dogpiling of witnesses coming forth, and it's always the first one through the door is always the riskiest, which is unfortunate since this is we're talking about crimes here. I get that women earlier in their career are worried about because Harvey's a big, powerful guy. You just look at the list of movies, and that's only scratches the surface. But when it comes to someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, who apparently it was in the mid-'90s that he tried to convince her into a massage, and Brad Pitt apparently confronted Harvey. That apparently stopped Harvey from going after Gwyneth, and a couple years later she did win an Oscar in a Harvey Weinstein produced Shakespeare in Love. When someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, why not say 2005 Gwyneth Paltrow? Why couldn't she do something then? When she's established, when he can't touch her. You could have done some good there. You weren't the only one. Why did it take Gwyneth Paltrow so long to come forward? I don't know, because she lacked the courage. That's kind of screwed up. Because again, I'm not saying like back then, but she had to know that she wasn't the only one this happened to. I mean, hell, Angelina Jolie has leveled charges against him, and she at least tried to warn people to stay away from him and never work with Harvey again. And both Angelina and Gwyneth both dated Brad Pitt. This isn't anything new in Hollywood, and that's the problem. There was a producer named Arthur Freed who was an associate producer on the original Wizard of Oz. And apparently, he exposed himself to an 11-year-old Shirley Temple. Yeah. Whenever somebody brings up the casting couch, I say, look, the casting couch is a complete myth in Hollywood, because it's never a couch. It's always a pile of discarded headshots in the back of a janitor's closet. If you think it's bad, it's always so much worse. And Harvey, at the end of the day, my God, are you an ass? This has been the Militant Moderate Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Michael Boland. Please sure to like and subscribe, and always leave a comment down below. Always help. What else are you going to do? Have a good night.